please have a roll call? Tabitha?
Mayor Young.
Here.
Commissioner Patrick.
Here.
Commissioner Stewart.
Here.
Commissioner Anderson.
Here.
And Commissioner Wood.
Present.
And Leon, would you like to say our
Oh,
invocation?
be happy to. Let's pray. Dear Father in heaven, we thank you for the wonderful love that you've given us through your Son, Jesus Christ, and we pray that you be with us tonight as we look at the business of the city of El Dorado. Help us so we can make good judgments, and we'll look for the future of just doing better as we can for the city and for all those involved. For it is in the most precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Would everyone please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, Veterans Day.
We have a proclamation tonight. Whereas the freedoms we enjoy as Americans have been secured and safeguarded through the service and sacrifice of the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and whereas generations of brave Americans have answered the call of duty in times of war and peace, demonstrating courage, patriotism, and dedication to the principles upon which our nation was founded, and whereas the city of El Dorado recognizes and honors the contributions of our veterans who have served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and National Guard, as well as those currently serving at home and abroad, and whereas it is fitting that we join together as a community to express our gratitude and to remember the sacrifices made by veterans and their families in defense of the liberty and democracy. And whereas Veterans Day provides an opportunity for all citizens to reflect on the cost of freedom and to reaffirm our commitment to supporting and honoring those who have worn the uniform of our nation. Now therefore I, Bill Young, Mayor of the City of El Dorado, Kansas, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, November 11th, 2025 as Veterans Day in the City of El Dorado, and encourage all citizens to recognize, honor, and thank our veterans for their courage, service, and dedication to our country. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of El Dorado to be affixed this 3rd day of November 2025.
Thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity to get to read that, and thank you to all of our veterans. Next, we have personal appearances. Personal appearances are opportunities for organizations or citizens to make special presentations before the City Commission. Such appearances are scheduled in advance of the meeting by calling City Clerk Emerald Ashlock at 316-321-9100 by 5:00 p.m. the Tuesday preceding the meeting. Presentations are limited to 10 minutes, and any presentation is for information purposes only, and no action will be taken. And first tonight, we have El Dorado Main Street with their 3rd quarter report.
Mr. Mayor, Commission, my name is Emily Cannell. I'm the Director of El Dorado Main Street. This report is going to be a little bit different than all the rest that I've done. It won't look different, but I'm going to try. Howard helped me figure out how to move this so we can move through the first parts of it so we can get to the end, which I think you'll find most interesting. If you have any questions later, that's one reason why I gave you the copies about anything that we're going too fast over. Just let me know. So Craig Yardigan is our new president-elect. He will be elected on Wednesday at a special meeting. So this is all the stuff you're interested, you know about. The memorandum of understanding that we have with the city is currently under review. These are our board members. I think you know who they all are, with the exception of Craig taking over the presidency. The goals are important, of course, so let's go over those. Develop a downtown into a family-friendly destination, increase upper story residential capacity of historic buildings, attain organizational stability, increase financial support. Build a collaborative base of the Chamber of Commerce, Experience El Dorado, Inc., Main Street, and the City of El Dorado. So with those goals, which we've had all year, how are we doing? So quickly, I'm going to go through this. This is a family-friendly destination. The first part of this is all about what's going on in terms of family-friendly destination downtown. So the Wiffle Ball Stadium, I suppose you guys have been watching its progress. Main Street applied for a $20,000 a matching grant for the science grant through the state. A 16-wide Jumbotron has now been delivered. If you look at the photograph on the right hand from the audience side in the shadow, that's where the 16-foot Jumbotron will go. The second story restaurant at District 142 is expecting a late spring opening, and we helped them get a $100,000 HEAL grant came through Main Street. Ice cream firm and soft will be coming soon to our favorite downtown bakery. Downtown is cleaner than it's been in years thanks to city commitment. New trash receptacles, shiny and emptied on a healthy schedule, and the curbs are painted brightly indicating safe and unsafe places to park. Trick or treat down Main Street. I don't know how many of you all made it, but we had a sponsor for this arch. We wanted to make a space for special gatherings. A new costume contest was created this year, and we had a lovely children's choir. The attendance was pretty typical for good weather, which is 3,000 to 3,500 to 4,000. We get that estimate in collaboration with the sheriff. We expanded the boundaries south to Ash Street because of new businesses on South Main at their request. We may have to look at that. It spread things out pretty far. That has some advantages, etc. Old-fashioned Christmas is coming up fast. The Veterans Banner Program started in 2017 with 15 banners. We will be flying 80 banners. They're flown twice a year, Celebration of Freedom and Memorial Day, now that we don't have infrastructure problems. There's a dedicated website that includes an online veteran book of all of the veterans that are represented. We're expecting actually 100 by next spring. We've gotten a lot of applications that we couldn't process for this time. Anyway, and so on. The city and Evergy are an essential part of the program, using their equipment and time to hang all the banners and take them down. And the city has supplied brackets for all of the city poles, which is great because the brackets are more expensive than the banners. Okay, Thankful Thursday. This is a picture of a new volunteer who hand-painted these chilies to get ready for the chili contest, which is coming right up, etc. Downtown assemblies, we had a couple of those. The audio system, soundscape is in process. Main Street volunteer leadership is working to collaborate with city staff. Hopeful signs are reported. The artscape, I think this is charming, and I don't know that Tamara gets recognition. She's the person who makes the magic crochet on all 16 sculptures they've started already. Main Street's been given a lifetime sponsorship for maintenance from an individual here in Butler County. She'll cover whatever the maintenance fee is. It's an average of around $2,500 a year. And the mosaic mural on the wall by the alley at the Coots has developed some problems. The Coots has money designated only for this sculpture, so they will take care of that. We had a meet and greet with BCC president. It was a lot of fun, and it was just great to see her enthusiasm for downtown and all of that community. The IWW loan program is active as always. We have 95,000 in play mostly. Every year, we have a waiting list of applicants. It's typically used for gap funding or working capital. We filed our report for 24 just this last week with the Department of Commerce, and so on. You can see that the original allocation was 90,000. Our increased availability is most likely from interest earned over time. The early records of the IWW program, Investment Without Walls, have been lost for El Dorado, but they have them at the state and they're looking for them. So we'll reconstruct all of that. We got a model train donated to Main Street for the delight of children. People are working on it, and these were just volunteers moving it into the place where they're going to refurbish it for Christmas. I think that'll be delightful. Now, this is what I really wanted to get to. So, Tabitha, help me with the time, okay? Thanks. So we decided that we needed to create for ourselves and others a value statement of the kind of money that we work with on an annual basis and the kind of value that we have in fact created as a nonprofit organization. And so this was our campaign for this year, the supporter campaign, which we didn't start until August, mid-August actually, so it's a third quarter report item. So we think that it will be completed before December, but we're well over half. We have $13,000 in sponsorships. The next area is something that a lot of people don't understand. Main Street's very involved in this. We did not write the MIH grant. That's been a fully collaborative effort. Inc. was part of that. The city, of course, was part of that, and the developers, of course. But we got all of the support letters for frontier development. And in any case, I just wanted to add that. So that's why we put grant supported. We didn't write that grant. The HEAL grant we did for $100,000 for 142 we mentioned earlier. This one was applied for, the $50,000 hometown grant was in 24, that's a $50,000 no match. And then the Kansas Sign Project, which we did out of our office, was 20. So the total amount of grant applications that have been awarded that we have either written, which is 3 out of these 4, total $820,000 in grant capital that's come into this city. In addition to that, applications that are currently active that we have just submitted, a rooms grant for the Masonic Building. This is an important grant that can only come through Main Street and only be submitted through Main Street. So we're excited about that. Frontier Development has already received a rooms grant for another project that they have. They're terrific to work with, submitting a grant. Heritage Trust Fund grant they've applied for. We supplied one letter for them for that. But in any case, so the subtotal with those and the previous $820,000 comes to $970,000 in grants supported total that Main Street has had a role in, if not a primary role. IWW program, we keep $95,000 in play all the time. We have standing applications in line that have been approved by our 3-person loan committee. The Veterans Banner Program, we have 84 banners, $200 each at $16,000. Artscape, this is a donation for a new sculpture, and the maintenance donation, we did this for 2 years because the maintenance didn't get, anyway, just trust me, I can talk to you about assumptions all day long, but Thankful Thursday is valued at $4,500. That's 9 months. It's a 9-month program that costs us about $500 a month to do. The downtown assemblies, we only do 4 a year. It costs about $220 for each one. $400 of that. In addition to that, we have $400 of donated space. So that's about a little under $1,000. Trick or treat, get this number, you guys. Just, you'd be interested, I think. We were floored. If you count 75 giveaway stations, which we had this year, and it's not atypical, it's more than we've ever had, but not by a whole lot. The average spent on candy, I don't know how much the city spends on the candy you guys give away, but the best we can tell, the average amount spent by these people who do giveaway stations is $300. So anyway, I can go over those assumptions, but $28,900 comes in through that program, just distributed on the streets of our city. Old Fashioned Christmas, we get a sponsorship from BG Products, plus other donations. Folk art, here's another one that's out of this world. We have hand-painted wooden holiday decor that we started because somebody had done all those wooden candles years ago. We have 54 of those candles. We have 70 two, I think it is, of those 6-foot candy canes. All of them are hand painted. It costs $1,200 in paint alone to repaint the candy canes and seal them. Anyway, if we, pardon? Oh, okay, I'm hurrying because the most important part is coming up. So this is, did you say halftime or out of time? Okay, Bill, may I have a little bit?
Let it rip.
Thank you. None of those other figures involve any of the volunteer hours that are attributed to all of those events and what have you. So this was in 24, but we expect that 25, which we will configure in December, based on independent sector at $33 an hour, will be more. A lot of things were truncated because of the infrastructure last year. But so you add all those together, and we were at $1.4 million. In terms of the value that Main Street is involved with creating and bringing to the downtown in an annual way. So anyway, I just thought that was astounding, pretty amazing. It knocked our socks off. I don't know about you guys. Okay. Then, this is the piece that I really wanted to talk about. Second-story housing. Significant historic buildings, underperforming and blighted, occur in various stages of development. And we have about 7 million plus, possibly, development projects in these 4 buildings. You're familiar with them. David, you would know if the 3.6 is still holding for the Masonic. We didn't price the rest of them, but the important part about this is with these 3 big buildings, multi-story, and 1 second story, we have 35 new apartments. This is projected at market rate, very nice apartments. I know moderate income housing, but moderate income housing is market rate around here most of the time. But in any case, we project in terms of residents downtown in those 35 new apartments. And Scrib, we project 50% single in these apartments and 50% double occupancy. So that's 52 residents. Well, the big key with residents is they're not just residents, they are customers. People ask us all the time, what are you doing for businesses downtown? Well, we think, and we've learned this through Main Street at the Kansas level and Main Street America, that a resident occupying a market rate apartment within a 6-block radius, right? Have you guys heard this before? I talk it all the time, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating it. In a 6-block radius, and that's not a diameter, it's a radius, right? In the middle of our town, downtown, if you have a food source, and if it's beautiful, if it's clean, and if it's safe, right? Those residents will spend $18,000 a year per resident, not per apartment. So you do 18 within that 6-block radius. We fudge a little bit because Dillon's is on 6th Street on the other side, but we count it, right? You also need to be near transportation arteries, which our whole downtown is near. I mean, relative to other cities and whatever, we're on those arteries almost. And this could describe our downtown to a T. This means 52 new resident customers, because it is customers. Density, I say density, and people sort of their eyes go down and stuff, but what we're talking about is customers living downtown who will spend $18,000 a year per resident. This means just under $1 million spent annually by resident customers within a 6-block radius in these 4 properties, right? Statistics provided, these statistics were provided by a second-story development workshop that was first held here in El Dorado almost 3 years ago, and that now it's gone national. But just for your information, so what do we have left to develop? Because we're doing the big multi-stories plus one on South Main that isn't. We have, excuse me, 48 total buildings that have second-story residents in the downtown now, 48. 24 of those are undeveloped, and 24 are already occupied. That leaves an additional 24 potential development opportunities with as many as 50 or more upper story residents. So these are the buildings that we're working with. You're familiar with them all, but just imagine for a tiny minute, all of these filled with market rate residents that love El Dorado, that are happy to be here, that have never had a choice for this quality of apartment in the downtown, except for one, which is, right, OW Investments, right? But it's really, I think it's a stunning development. We've all been working on it. The city's been working on it. Inc. has been working on it before. I mean, anyway, it makes sense to do it because anyway, I don't need to go any further. You guys know all of this. Okay, so then, thank you. All right?
Emily, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Emily.
All right, we have another personal appearance, El Dorado Inc.'s third quarter report.
Good evening. I'm excited to be here and share the update for El Dorado Inc. for the third quarter. So over the past few months, I have responded to 11 requests for proposals, mostly through the Kansas Department of Commerce, but also the Greater Wichita Partnership. Those projects this time have ranged from EV tires and chemicals to food packaging, metal casting, biomass, and data centers. This brings our total for the year to 25 project submissions. One of the highlights that I mentioned last quarter is moving forward with Amazon. That is Amazon with an E, which is a company from Germany. They are leasing the 30,000 square foot building that Pioneer Automation used to be in. This is their first U.S. location. They develop and manufacture agricultural machinery, and they provide cutting-edge digital solutions for precision farming, including innovations like wind control seeding, which I think would be beneficial in Kansas. While their press release is still in the works, this is a great win for El Dorado, and this came through the Kansas Department of Commerce and actually directly from the team that they have in Germany. While they don't have that full press release, hopefully it will be ready soon. They are waiting to do their press release because they're not quite sure to what degree they want to manufacture in El Dorado based on the tariff situation. Our existing businesses have also been investing heavily. Last quarter alone, 11 permits were issued totaling about $6.5 million. A significant portion of that came from the Barton Solvents expansion, which is a new 12,000 square foot blending room, warehouse, and exterior tank farm. So year to date, that brings our commercial permit investment to $14.3 million. On the residential side, we saw 8 new home starts between July and September, totaling about $1 million in investment with an average home value of $162,000. And that brings our total for the year to 23 new residential builds. When it comes to industrial recruitment, I have made it a priority to be where the deal making is happening. So over the past quarter, I have attended multiple Team Kansas dinners with our Lieutenant Governor and the Kansas Department of Commerce. I've also participated in SIOR Development Day in Kansas City for commercial brokers. So at these events, I've met with site selectors, commercial brokers, and others to bring more project leads and raise awareness of El Dorado and our industrial sites. We are also exploring industrial master planning for our industrial area, and the goal is to visually demonstrate development potential and proactively identify any barriers to development. Our city-owned industrial sites are nearly certified, and I know I always say that, but they really are this time, with updated environmental studies and supporting letters all completed, and the application should be submitted here in the coming weeks. Interest in data centers continues to grow, driven by the demand for AI. Several groups have reached out asking about reliable power, access to water, and secure, scalable industrial land, all of which, as you know, we can provide. So projects like these are exactly the kind of high-value investment that can quickly impact our tax base. Strengthening our talent pipeline also remains a top priority. I've partnered with Butler Community College and the Workforce Alliance and other local organizations to host a community impact workforce meeting that's coming up on November 18th. This event will bring together education, business, and training partners to try and align those efforts and build and expand on partnerships between our local employers, the education system, and the workforce programs available. We are also working to support workforce housing projects. This past quarter, I supported the application for the moderate income housing project, as you're aware, near Prairie Trails Golf Course, which if awarded would add 10 new apartment units. And then finally, I have stayed engaged on the Opportunity Zone updates that we talked about last quarter, tracking the efforts to extend and expand those zones in El Dorado and making sure our 2 potential tracks remain visible as those tracks are redesignated next year. And then in closing, I know the work we do may go unseen at times, but it is that behind the scenes work that lays the foundation for El Dorado's long-term growth. And we're always working to attract new business, support our existing ones, and strengthen our community. Thank you for your time and your continued support, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Looks like you're busy.
Have been busy, yes. Just trying to keep up.
Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
That's all for personal appearances. We'll move on to public comments. Persons who wish to address the city commission regarding any matter that is under the jurisdiction of the city commission may do so when called upon. Comments on personnel matters, matters pending in court, and land use matters are not permitted. Land use public hearings are held during the planning commission meetings. Is there anyone here who'd like to make public comment? Seeing that there are none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. On tonight's consent agenda, we're considering the approval of City Commission work session minutes for October 15th, 2025, and City Commission meeting minutes for October 20th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. There's nothing for old business, so we're going to move on to new business. Agenda item number 11, consideration of a resolution finding the structure at 918 North Gordy Street unsafe or dangerous as provided by Chapter 15.16 of the City Code and directing that it be repaired or removed and the premises made safe and secure. Do I have a motion?
Yes, Mayor and Commission, these next 3 items are all resolutions for consideration for ultimate abatement or demolition of these structures. These 3 properties, we held the public hearing September 15th on them. You guys decided to table and have further discussion. These 3 properties were flood impacted, so we just wanted to understand that a little better and have a conversation around that. As penciled in the resolutions tonight is 30 days. As you all know, it's within your purview to change that however you see fit. But since that public hearing, the first one at 918 North Gordy, as we mentioned at the work session, the property is currently for sale. The owner is actively trying to sell the property. Rebuilding the property on that site is really going to be not feasible or practical, just based to the depth of the floodplain on that property. So we're recommending that you proceed with passing the resolution on this structure.
Ready for a motion?
I am.
I move to approve a resolution finding the structure at 918 North Gordy Street unsafe or dangerous and directing that it be repaired or removed and the premises made safe and secure.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion?
Have they've been notified of this?
They were at the public hearing and they knew that you were going to
Right.
discuss at the work session, so they'll get a copy of the resolution via certified letter. We'll post it on the property as well to contact us.
So it has not sold the
As far
property?
as we know, yeah, no. We've had lots of discussions with the owner, lots of discussions with potential purchasers, so. To kind of paint the picture on this structure, as the owner described to you all, the floodwaters were up to the kitchen counters, so imagine you have to minimum build a foot above that. It's just not very practical on that site.
Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 12, consideration of a resolution finding the structure at 920 North Gordy Street unsafe or dangerous and directing that it be repaired or removed and the premises made safe and secure.
Yes, same background on this one. However, we haven't had no contact with the owner following the public hearing on this.
They were at the public hearing.
They spoke to you all at the
Yep.
public hearing.
You ready for a motion?
I am.
I move to approve a resolution finding the structure at 920 North Gordy unsafe or dangerous and directing that it be repaired or removed and the premises made safe and secure.
Second?
Motion is second. Any other questions?
This one is not for sale, correct?
Correct. As far as we know.
Right.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 13, consideration of a resolution finding the structure at 502 West 12th Avenue unsafe or dangerous and directing that it be repaired or removed and the premises made safe and secure.
The same background here. This property did have a representative at the public hearing. Just spoke about it. We have not heard anything back from the owner or any representation on this property. And would recommend we proceed with the resolution process started on this one as well.
I move to approve a resolution finding the structure at 502 West 12th Avenue unsafe or dangerous and directing that it be repaired or removed and the premises made safe and secure.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 14, consideration of approval authorizing staff to proceed with the demolition of 937 North Oak Street in accordance with resolution number 3019.
Yes, this one, the commission passed a resolution on September 15th, giving them 30 days. There has been zero contact after the adoption of that resolution. That 30 days has been exceeded, and we recommend we proceed with the demolition of the structure.
This was not a flood house though, was it?
Correct.
Just one that needs torn down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Move to authorize staff to proceed with demolition of 937 Oak Street in accordance with resolution number 3019.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 15, consideration of approval authorizing staff to proceed with the demolition of 1125 Walnut Street in accordance with resolution number 3025.
Yes, this property, the owner was advised of the permitting process and the requirements. No more contact has been made. We've reached out. No permit has been pulled to date. So we recommend proceeding with the demolition of this structure as well.
Scott, do we know how many of these people are local owners versus maybe out of town owners? I know some of the flood ones were probably local people, obviously, but
The flood were,
I think they were all local.
Yeah, just to let you all know, September 15th, so like on this structure, you passed the resolution. Resolution was mailed, certified to them, posted on the property as well. We did have an initial discussion with them about the permitting requirements, and there's been no follow-up, and we've been unable to get back in touch with them.
Sad deal.
I move to authorize staff to proceed with demolition of 1125 Walnut Street in accordance with resolution number 3025.
Second?
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 16, consideration of approval authorizing staff to proceed with demolition of 501 West 12th Avenue in accordance with resolution number 3023.
Yes, this is actually flood property. I inadvertently misspoke at our work session. This one you guys did pass a resolution on. It was not tabled. This is a property where there's interest in quitclaim deeding it to the city. We've tried reaching back out again and haven't made that connection yet. But so we recommend proceeding with demolition of this structure.
Ready for a motion?
I move to authorize staff to proceed with demolition of 501 West 12th Avenue in accordance with resolution number 3023.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. There's nothing under discussion items, so we're going to move on to City Commission and Advisory Board updates, and we'll start with Commissioner Wilkinson.
Main Street met. Emily pretty much filled you in and brought you up to date, so.
Okay. Makes your job easy right there, doesn't it? Commissioner Leachman.
No reports.
Mr.
I
Scrivener.
got nothing.
Well, it's a slow week, apparently. I have nothing as well, other than to remind everybody that tomorrow is Election Day in the state of Kansas for municipal elections. So be sure and get out and exercise your right to vote. City Manager's report.
On that note, you can look up your polling place on the county's website at bucoks.gov, and they have a little thing, I think it's election or something. You click on that, you can actually put in your address, and it will tell you your polling location in the city of El Dorado. There are 3 polling locations, which include Trinity United Methodist Church at 430 North Eunice Street, Civic Center at 201 East Central, and the Senior Center at 210 East 2nd. So check your website for your polling location. On Friday, we have the annual City County Employee Recognition Breakfast, Appreciation Breakfast. It's from 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. Commission's more than welcome to come. You can come for all of it or part of it if you'd like. So if you have some time, we'd like to have you down for that. And that's at the County Community Center right across the street here.
Will there be some bacon there this year?
I
We
believe,
can cook,
I believe there will be bacon here.
Okay,
for
fantastic.
select individuals.
I'll be there.
Pancake sausage, the normal breakfast stuff. We also have local elected officials reception on November 12th at the Wichita Art Museum. That is from 5:30 to 7. So far, I have Commissioner Leachman and Scrivener have RSVP, if you will, but I didn't know if anybody else wanted to go. It's with the Wichita Area Chamber of Commerce. We are REAP members, and so we will get a discount for those that want to attend.
And I have to say I missed the dates because I will be gone.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem. Did you have any interest?
What's the date?
It is the 12th. So I think that's,
I'll
November.
be at St. Thomas.
that is Wednesday.
You can put me down.
I'll look it up and let you know.
I think I'll be in town.
So you want to go?
I'd like to, yes.
I take it there won't be a work session that day?
Well, based on the fact that we have several people going, probably not.
Are we also going to cancel the work session before Thanksgiving?
Probably.
So no work sessions in November?
Well, unless you wanted to have one of the week, let's see, the 26th.
Just curious.
That's the day before Thanksgiving.
Good
I mean, I'll go on the 12th.
Or we could have a work session on a different day. I didn't schedule this particular
Might
thing.
think about it.
Do what?
Might think about it.
Me? Canceling it?
No, having a work session on a different date.
Okay. We can definitely think about that. Are you interested in going?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get those in. I'm assuming, would you like to go?
Is that during the day? Is that what you said?
It's, no, it's in the evening.
No, I think about it. I'm good if we don't have work sessions either for November, that'd be sweet.
I sent a link to a commissioner priority survey. If you haven't completed it, please do so by the 14th. I met with Main Street representatives this morning to discuss proposed changes to their existing MOU. We should have a revised MOU coming up here soon, so we'll have that for your all review in the coming weeks. The Safe Streets for All plan, we're seeking input from the community to identify areas of the community where we could enhance the transportation system. Specifically, we're looking at all transportation modes, including pedestrian, vehicular, and bicycling areas of the community. So if you're in the community and you know of spots that you think are dangerous or that you would like to have looked at, please go to the city's website, eldoks.gov, And you can click the link and share your input on sites around the community for transportation safety. And let's see, Central Avenue project, the mill and overlay project on Jones to Haverhill. We're anticipating industrial will begin site prep on the 3rd, which is actually today, beginning milling the outside lanes from Jones to Haverhill. And then the outside lanes in both directions. So the outside lanes in both directions will be closed during that time. APAC will then begin paving, we anticipate tomorrow, hopefully. And then once the outside lanes are paved, traffic will shift to those lanes, and then we'll mill and pave the inside lanes and center lanes following that. So it should be a relatively quick process, sparing, of course, any weather that we may run into. Hopefully we don't have any. And then another big one that's out there is the East Central Avenue Bridge Bank Stabilization Project. It's a hard word. Wildcat Construction will begin mobilizing on Monday, November 10th, next week. That will include staging riprap and the area for that around the compost site and prepping the area under the bridge. The bridge, however, will be expected to remain open during the duration of the project. Originally, they had anticipated that they were going to close it and have signalization on the bridge, but they figured out a way to do it without having to do that. However, the bike path under the bridge will be closed during the duration of the project. So that's roughly beginning November 28th through the end of the project. Our utilities project, or our utilities crew, completed their part of the project, which was repairing the sanitary sewer force main under the project or under the bridge. Took roughly 3 hours, and it was a tight, difficult situation, but they got it repaired and fixed, so that's not going to be a conflict with respect to this repair. So that's good, and will allow the project to continue on schedule for that. So you can actually drive over the project right now, the bridge, and you can see the blue 6-inch pipe that's visible near the levee. So that's good to go. So that project will continue, and we'll keep you updated as we know more. It is a KDOT project, so we're kind of at their liberty of sharing information in a timely manner, but once we get the information, we'll share it out on our sources as we can.
That pipe that was done by our utilities department, once the work done, does that get redone, or is it permanent the way it is now?
So it's temporary.
Okay.
Right now, design is underway on redoing that sewer force main and boring it underneath the river. When that line was originally put in, it serves the apartments east of the river and some of the few houses in that area, and it was hung on the bridge. Boring technologies came a long way since that, and the city was gonna have to relocate that force main regardless because of the new bridge getting constructed here in the next couple of years. Originally, we thought we'd hang a new relocated force main on the new bridge. And then the flood in June happened, which tore off the bridge. We had to do a temporary repair then. And then relocated, as David mentioned, for this stabilization project that's getting ready to kick off. And we've kind of made the internal decision, it's best just to go ahead and bore it, get out of the way, not have the conflict with the bridge, new bridge construction getting built, not having a lot of those uncertainties and controls that we would have, and it being tied to a KDOT project with BNSF involved and various other entities. It would be a lot smoother. I will tell you, the city has a scoping meeting with FEMA tomorrow. It was just scheduled this morning, but about public assistance funds for infrastructure that was damaged during the June 3rd flood. So this would just be the public infrastructure, the streets, the utilities, what have you. That sewer force main was submitted as a loss, not only in getting it temporary put back together and relocated, but we're of the hope to convince KDOT or FEMA that to give us assistance as well as boring it under the river. they have programs in place where they'll reimburse for losses, and obviously it makes sense for them to pay a little more to make sure there's not a loss again in the future. So by boring into the river, the likelihood of a flood or a disaster of ever causing an issue with that would be pretty small.
And the bridge, the new bridge won't affect it if we bore it now?
Yeah, and it would just be out of the way, clean and clear, and be done with.
Okay, thank you.
Pretty smart.
More to come on the force main and the lift station associated with that. That's something that's been in the CIP. But schedule-wise, project could be bid as early as probably January, February, if we decide to proceed and have the funds and have everything lined up perfectly to make it happen.
Thank you, Scott.
So with respect to your question about the work session, the dates that we would have available based on the next couple of weeks would be either Monday the 10th, Tuesday the 11th, we're closed but for Veterans Day, but that would be the other day, because Wednesday we'd have the local elected officials reception, and on Thursday is the Butler President's Donor Dinner, unless you want to have it on Friday the 14th.
Well, I think it probably is determined by, do we have anything to talk about?
Presently, we have 2 items slated for a work session agenda, Main Street MOU and Youth Sympathy.
And what?
Youth Sympathy
Sympathy.
request. Those are the 2 items that I know of presently.
I'm game for a work session. There's 4 others over here, that's up to them.
I do Monday.
I can make it work.
Should be able to do Monday. I'm not going to do Tuesday. Wednesday
Okay.
is busy. So, I mean, if the MOU, I guess my thing is, if that's just a few days away. So if you're not done with MOU piece to present to us Monday, then
I have the MOU, I just need to make the quick changes, which is pretty easy. So I can have that ready by Monday. Actually, we can get it out in the agenda pretty quick. So if you want to meet Monday at 5 o'clock, we can make that work. That's no problem.
I think that's something we need to discuss sooner rather than later, would be the MOU, would be my opinion.
Okay. Monday 5?
Monday
Okay.
5.
Okay, we'll do that.
Is that all you have?
That's all I have.
Do you have an update on the 12th Street Bridge? I know it's not a city project, but one,
I need to figure out that day.
because they said like after the summer, right? So like anytime now?
Yeah,
They said.
their dates are hard to pin down. Let me find that and get that to David, and we can share that latest with you. Thank you for bringing that up. That will be impactful,
Especially for our sports that are out there.
yes.
Good thing it's basketball season.
Yeah.
Well, the bridge will take longer than basketball season.
It's gonna go probably till next basketball season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Glad I'm sitting down for that.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thanks, everybody.
I think they said.
So,
Oh, I believe it.